Thank you, Ryan, for that introduction, and thank you to the Rose Rock Bridge team and the corporate partners that made this whole event possible. Did you guys hear that in the room? No, it's something else. It's the sound of gas escaping. No, it's not just hot air either. This is something that you can't call your maintenance crews to. You can't just send a truck, can't bolt it down, tighten a leak. It's not a leak. I'm talking about venting pneumatics. This is a huge problem affecting North America in the form of equipment that's designed to run on the gas that you're really meant to sell to your customers. You're using it in your equipment to operate your valves, and ultimately it's going straight to atmosphere. It is not a leak, it's by design. Might have been a good idea back in the 1950s, but nowadays it is a serious problem. There's over 1 million of these devices operating in USA right now. At your facilities, I can count them in the thousands or the tens of thousands of devices. These are all costing you money in the form of maintenance, unplanned downtime, and lost gas that is going to the atmosphere and is now being singled out by the regulatory bodies, including the EPA, through their final methane rule. So we were working with the Canadian gas industry 5 years ago. They came to us with this problem and asked us, with our technology, which I'll get to in a second, can we solve it? And the answer was, well, let's see if we can scale up and do it. And 5 years later, I'm here to tell you, yes, we have the solution to venting pneumatics, and it is the KVA38 Valve Actuator. It is meant to be a direct replacement for venting pneumatics. You do not need to replace your valve. We will bolt directly onto your legacy products in situ, or we can fit to your valves in your new fab shops for your new field construction. It is a fully certified product to Class 1 Zone 1 or Class 1 Zone 2, making it ready to deploy today. And it, compared to the other incumbents, can provide you with the lowest cost of ownership. We can convert this to real dollars on your bottom line. We ran a pro forma case study based on your operations, and we can save you $10 million a year on reduced OpEx due to reduced maintenance and reduced unplanned downtime. And in addition to that, the value of the gas that we can keep in your pipes is valued at $3 million. That's $3 million of methane that doesn't go into the atmosphere, but goes to your customers through your metering stations where you collect revenue. The core technology and our key differentiator is shape memory alloys. You'll find this material all around us. It's in your cell phones, it's in your cars. What we do is we take this property, which is a metal shape changing property, and amplify it to industrial scale. And we have sold products and continue to sell products into aerospace and advanced manufacturing, but we are doubling down on the energy sector where we see the opportunity to have the biggest benefit and make the biggest impact. We've qualified this product for use through live site testing. We've had prototypes in the field since November of 2022 and have installed our commercial product as seen here back in March of 2024, where it's had continuous uptime. Over an operating study of 160 days, we were able to demonstrate good efficacy and have a case study available on our website where we were servicing 3 different applications in this one separator shack. We have had another installation go for 400 plus days in a gas lift or production boosting application, which the engineers at the time called the torture test because it went through those winters down to -40, always constantly in motion until the site sometimes had to seal in due to cold weather. So we appreciate the USA is a different operating environment and different economics. So we're here to ask for a commercial pilot study. We have a product that can bolt onto the valves you're operating today. You do not need to change your process. We can interface to your control systems, which likely are sitting on a Microsoft Azure backbone and can deliver the data to help your command and control systems centers work that much better, similar to that fantastic system we saw at H&P a few days ago. What we are also prepared to do is work with your ops teams and facility teams to make the smoothest pilot possible. Our after-sales support is one of our key focus areas. This is just a partial list of the kinds of applications we can provide. be it gas separation all the way through pressure stations. It's not meant to be an exhaustive list. We represent the KVA and its potential as the next generation of process control. If you have a liquid, if you have a gas, we can control it, and we invite inquiries with your engineering teams on how we can integrate and enhance your process control. But I do appreciate there are alternatives available on the market, the incumbents such as instrument air systems and motorized systems as well that will lift and lower your valves. These are the systems that our customers in Canada brought to us with nothing but complaints. The infrastructure costs of the instrument air systems, the fact that the motorized valves didn't have that spring return and couldn't achieve true fail-close behavior, in addition to both of these systems requiring constant maintenance and attention, were the pain points that we were asked to address. So we've come back with a product that is fully electric, but only features one moving part that is in line with the stem and no wear surfaces, allowing us to provide a truly maintenance-free solution for your operations. Think of it as a set and forget device. Another way to think of it as the best of both worlds, where it's taking kind of a hybrid approach by taking the spring from pneumatics and building it into an electric actuator that has low infrastructure requirements, all in a low maintenance package with better and finer process control abilities. What that means in dollars when compared to your alternatives, such as the motorized and instrument air solutions, we again can provide the lowest cost of ownership to help you realize some of those enterprise scale savings that I displayed on a previous slide. And when it comes to safety, it can even go beyond the fail-close ability. We're talking about less maintenance, which means less time in trucks, less truck rolls, less time for your operators to have to go to facility to facility to facility. It ultimately means man-hour savings and reduced accidents on the road. And I am really excited to be part of this Rose Rock Bridge program because we have been developing a go-to-market strategy for the US for a year now, and we see this as the perfect entry point. We recognize Tulsa, having been here for the week, having great conversations, not just in person, but with the Rose Rock team and the commercial partners. We recognize that there is a very pro-energy and pro-innovation culture in this city, and this is the kind of, let's say, grease that we need to make a smooth entry plan. We also saw a very tight alignment between our interests and specialties, as well as the focus areas of the commercial partners. So given these two things, we are very keen to establish our US office in Tulsa and take a land and expand approach where we can engage with our stakeholders and start delivering value today. Our history is one backed by energy, supported by energy. We've been benefited by non-dilutive support by Emissions Reduction Alberta, fantastic support from commercial partners in Canada that have allowed us to develop these products. We've received investment from the Canadian Gas Association through their NGIF Capital Venture Fund, and we count many of these LP partners shown on the screen as some of our first customers. Happy to say we've established distribution channels as well through CVS to deliver products to our customers. We want to repeat the success again in Oklahoma. We want to work with the commercial product partners to add value. We ultimately want to develop the ecosystem around this, and yes, this is going to take capital. Yes, this is going to take distribution. We are interested in referrals and introductions. Our current team is based in Canada. I'm supported by Ryan Gibson, who's in the room, our product manager. We have our CFO, Bob. He's the gentleman with the white hairs. He is a seasoned CFO and COO. We're also supported by our manufacturing lead, Ryan Richmond. And we have also set up a satellite office in Alberta, a demonstration of our ability to expand. We are accessing the heartland of Canadian oil and gas industry. We would like to do this again. And we have the managerial experience to do so with 20 years personally of operating experience, people on our board with direct knowledge and experience of the oil and gas industry, as well as direct experience manufacturing hard tech products. So we leverage all of our team's amazing abilities to deliver value, to deliver engineered products that will last and stand up to the test. So I'm here today, again, to ask for commercial pilots. We have product that is ready to ship, shovel ready. Let's go, let's have a project, and let's start returning value. Thank you so much.
Way to go, James. Good stuff, good stuff. Board.
Pardon me. Great presentation, and thank you for your time today. You've mentioned low maintenance a handful of times during your presentation. What does that ultimately mean, and would you be, allowing our operators to perform that O&M aspect when needed?
So great question. Because we've basically taken the spring from the pneumatic and put it into our motorized actuator, it's in fact motorless, but I use the name just because it's convenient. It has that natural ability to always find the seat. And because it's only one moving part, there's no lubrication points whatsoever. So we have no maintenance cycles whatsoever on this device. It will self-calibrate during installation, and it's a one-time use. It also has a feature that will allow you to suck up that spring preload in case you need to replace packing, replace your seats, etc. So it in fact can even enable and enhance the maintenance of the valve itself, but the part that we sell is meant to be a very low-touch device.
How much of the value proposition is around that methane regulation that they're avoiding versus the maintenance avoidance and the revenue increase?
Yeah, thank you, Dave, for the question. So we actually we have completely discounted any financial benefit of the methane abatement. So if you are able to access credits or you value this on your ESG reports, think of it as a bonus. It is not baked into our financial projections.
Is there any limitations on the size of valves you could get to in actuation? I saw I think 1 to 3 inches, is that right?
Yeah, I appreciate the question. So we've come to market with a glow valve actuator. That is one type of valve, and it's based on its initial size, which was the one that was spec'd by the companies we are working with. It's in the smaller range, 1 to 3 inches. But we recognize this is a very scalable technology. And we also recognize there's other types of valves, rotary valves, ball valves, choke valves. So we do have a product roadmap where we are able to build out our catalog, and the intent is if we can't service it today, we will be able to service it tomorrow.
So I hear you saying that you're ready to go today and to do a pilot or to do applications. Are there any key barriers that you feel need to be addressed to be able to move forward in this market that you've identified?
So based on our experience selling into our home market, the barrier is aversion to change. So we've been told and we've seen evidence of a innovation-friendly culture at the table here. So that for us is really the value we see of participating through this program. If we can strip this down, we can get to market faster. Our biggest barrier is customer hesitation to try a different solution to an old problem.
And you talked about CVS being your distributor. Have you looked at or identified any potential suppliers or distributors or manufacturing partners here in the United States and Oklahoma?
So we've had a few conversations, even this morning at breakfast with Nexus Energy, and they've suggested one name. We really need to have more conversations. We recognize, again, from the feedback in Calgary, nobody wants to buy direct. We're happy to do that on small scale for our pilots, but we also want to find the people that you're accustomed to dealing with who trust you. We'd like to bridge that trust bridge and sell through them. So this is an open invitation to please come to us. We appreciate suggestions and referrals.